Hello. In the other video, in the previous one, I taught you how to plot a linear function. Now we're going to do another example, but I'm going to try to make it look a little bit confusing, just for you to get relaxed and be able to solve any kind of plotting with any kind of linear function. Let's suppose that you have something like this. Let's say y equals 3 minus 2x. And you need to find the plotting, you need to get a graph for that linear function. As I said before, this is a linear function because the exponents here are to the power of 1. Very good. Now the thing is, what did I tell you to do first? You have to do a chart. You do the table with 2 values because that's the minimum number of points that you need to get or to define a line on the grid. I told you before to take 0 and 1 because they are the simpler ones. However, you can take any others. For example, 1 and 2. Let's do it again. If x equals 1, then y equals 3 minus 2 times 1, and then what we have is 3 minus 2 times 1 is 2, and the answer is 1. So when x equals 1, y is also equals 1. That's our first point. When x equals 2, if x equals 2, then y equals 3 minus 2 times 2, and what we have is 3 minus 2 times 2 is 4, so 3 minus 4 is minus 1. Minus 1 is the other point. Now that we have our 2 points, we can go ahead and graph. But before doing the grid, I want you to notice something. If I had taken, instead of 1 and 2, 0, I haven't had to work so hard. Look, I'm going to place another point here just for you to notice. Not because I need it, but because I need you to notice the advantages of putting x equals 0. If x equals 0, I'm going to put it here. Then y would be equals to 3 minus 2 times 0. And this is cancelled. So the answer is y equals 3. When n equals 0, then y equals 3. As you see, it's simpler because one of the parts in my operation to get the value of y is cancelled. So the value is 3. Now that I have the table, it's just a matter of doing the grid and placing the points. This is my y, and there I have my x. Important, label the axis. Now, according to the values, I need a 3 in the y-axis. So, well, I'm not going to use this. However, if you use it, you're going to get the same. But I'm not going to use it now. I'm just going to work with this and this just for the reference, for you to know that this works. So the values of x and y both are 1, 2, minus 1. So I'm going to use the scale 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. And there we go. 1, comma 1. There we have it. It's very easy. 2, comma minus 1. 2, comma minus 1. It's here. If I join these 2 points, I'm going to have the corresponding straight line graph. And there it is. Then we label the straight line and it's y equals 3 minus 2x. But teacher, what if I had used the other point, that is 0, 3? You would have had the same result. Because as you see, 0, 3 is one of the points in my straight line. There we have it, 0, 3. If you had taken 0, 3 and 1, 1, when you stretch it, you're going to see that it's the same result. So, in conclusion, we can say that is only necessary to have 2 points, 2 coordinates to make the straight line. And you can take any value of x to find the corresponding value of y. It's easier when you make x equals 0 because, as you see, one of the parts in my equation gets cancelled. So it's easier to find the value of the corresponding y. So I want you to think about something. The equation, the linear function that we had before was something like that. You can go back and find the video and you're going to see. Now the other is like that. What is the difference between these two ones? Is there any way to know before doing this plotting how the graph is going to be? Like that or like that? That is something that we're going to study in our next video. So keep on practicing, keep on working, and I'm sure you're going to be the best. Bye bye.